Right now at noon, Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump heading back to Wisconsin today as Election Day nears. Plus, new details into the gruesome death of a Montana camper as police arrest a suspect in the case. This is News 3 Now at noon. Thanks for joining us on a Friday afternoon. I'm Josh Spreiter. With less than 5 days until the 2024 election, both Republicans and Democrats are making their final push to win over the remaining undecided voters. Today, both Vice President Harris and former President Trump will be in Wisconsin for what could be their final visits to the Badger State before the election. News 3 Now's Will Keneally is live at the Dane County Regional Airport, where Vice President Harris is expected to land in the next hour. Will, what can you tell us about these upcoming visits?
Yeah, Josh, it's a busy day for the vice president. She's making 3 stops, so we're joining her here in Madison on her first stop as she'll travel from Madison down to Janesville. Later today, she'll be up in Appleton and then, of course, finishing tonight in Milwaukee. Now, as you can see behind me, we're here at the Dane County Airport. We're starting to see the motorcade line up a little bit in the background. Some of the emergency vehicles already starting to queue up. Now, we will be following along in that motorcade with the VP as she makes this Wisconsin stop down to Janesville. Now, we're expecting her to talk about labor down in Janesville. She is speaking at a local IBEW hall, and she'll be joined by local labor leaders as well as Wisconsin politicians. Peter Barca, a Democrat running in that 1st Congressional District covering Janesville, as well as Tony Evers, the governor, and Tammy Baldwin running for U.S. Senate on that Tuesday ballot. Now, Janesville also notably the hometown for the incumbent in that 1st Congressional District, Brian Stile. We spoke with him earlier today about the closeness of the Wisconsin election here.
You know, Wisconsin is the epicenter of the election when you see both presidential candidates come to the state. I'm excited to join President Trump later today in Milwaukee, but you can tell the intensity that's on the ground. And at the end of the day, I feel good that we're going to win, but you leave no stone unturned. You know, Wisconsin's close.
Now, again, Stile talking about just the importance of Wisconsin. And as he mentioned, former President Donald Trump will be in Milwaukee holding dueling rallies with Harris later tonight. Trump will be at the Fiserv Forum for the first time since Milwaukee hosted him as he accepted the nomination during the Republican National Convention. Now, we'll continue to provide you coverage throughout the night as we head into this final stretch of the election. But for now, reporting at the Dane County Airport, Will Keneally, News 3 Now.
All right, well, we'll look for your coverage later. Thank you. Well, quieter weather to start the weekend. First Warn meteorologist Kelly Slifka has a look at your certified most accurate forecast. At least the sun is shining today, Kelly.
The sun is shining and the winds have died down. We don't have the winds, so yeah, if you have to rake some leaves today or tomorrow is probably going to be the best time because the winds will pick up and then we've got some rain on the way. Take a look at our visible satellite. Not a lot of clouds around here. You can actually see where they saw a little bit of snow. Some of that white you see up there west of the Twin Cities up toward Duluth Superior. That's actually some snow that they accumulated. Do have some clouds moving into western Minnesota, but that's a storm system that's going to stay to our west. We're not expecting any kind of system arriving here until Sunday. 44 right now with the clear skies, the calm winds. Nice to see the winds calm. And we've got some chilly conditions, but seasonably so. A lot of sunshine today and also going into tomorrow. So a couple nice days before the rain moves in. Already later Saturday night, this won't be until after midnight, but it's looking like a pretty soggy Sunday and on and off rain right through Tuesday of next week. Temperatures a little cool today, but we're going to jump above average as we go into the weekend into early next week. So the best day of the weekend, maybe rake those leaves on Saturday because by Sunday, we're talking about some winds picking up and also some rain. Pretty solid area of rain, but temperatures do get a little bit milder going into the weekend. All right, 45 right now in Madison, 43 in Middleton, 44 in Fitchburg. So a little cool at the noon hour, but seasonably so. The winds are a lot lighter than they've been. Temperatures close to 50. We are talking about some rain moving on in on Sunday. We'll time that out for you coming up in about 15 minutes.
All right, Kelly, we'll see you then. Thank you. Right now, Beloit police are investigating a bank robbery this afternoon. Police say a man entered a bank on Cranston Road Wednesday. He allegedly threatened to use force, took cash, and left. Police say no one got hurt. However, they did not say how much money the suspect stole. At this time, police do not have a description of the suspect. Anyone with information should contact Greater Beloit Area Crime Stoppers. That number is 608-362-7463. New details on the investigation into the gruesome killing of a Montana camper. Police initially thinking this was a bear attack, but now they say it was murder. Carter Evans reports on the arrest made.
When Dustin Jersom was brutally attacked and killed at a Montana campsite earlier this month, friends who found him thought he'd been mauled by a bear. But as investigators combed the crime scene, they say the evidence suggested murder.
The detectives collected DNA from a beer can inside of Jersum's tent and sent it to the Montana State Crime Lab.
Gallatin County Sheriff Dan Springer says that DNA on the beer can was a match for 41-year-old Darren Abbey, who was out on parole at the time of the killing and was later arrested.
This individual confessed to the murder of Dustin Jersum.
Investigators don't have a motive. They say it was a chance encounter while the suspect was looking for a place to camp for the night.
As he approached the site, he realized someone was staying there. He stated Dustin welcomed him to the campsite and offered him a beer. At some point, this individual struck Dustin Jersum with a piece of solid wood, stabbed him in the neck with a screwdriver, and ultimately hit him with the axe.
The sheriff's department also noted several items, including an axe, shotgun, revolver, and cooler, were missing from the scene.
This individual removed items from the campsite he believed had evidence that could tie him to the crime. This is the behavior of a guilty subject who thought they could get away with murder.
Earlier this month, Jersum's sister described her younger brother while choking back tears.
We lost our brother, our son, our uncle, our best friends, and our dad in the most unimaginable way. He was a loving, helpful, and adoring father who in no way deserved this.
Carter Evans, CBS News.
Still ahead for us on a Friday afternoon, an international marketing sensation celebrates a major milestone, plus how Google Maps is getting more help from artificial intelligence.
The other side is lying to scare you. Truth is, Joan Ballweg is a champion for women's health care. She fought hard to expand healthcare access for postpartum moms and supports access for IVF and birth control. We're voting for Joan Ballweg because she votes for women like us.
So let's get one thing straight. When Donald Trump talks about cutting Social Security and Medicare, it's like spitting in the face of America's seniors. We paid into these programs for our entire careers, and he would just cut them? Why? He wants to give another tax cut to the super rich, which they don't need. I know that Kamala Harris will protect our Social Security because she understands why it's so important for so many of us.
FFPAC is responsible for the content of this ad.
Under Kamala, there's been a big hike in Medicare premiums. Social Security benefits don't go far with Kamala's inflation slamming seniors. Now Kamala wants struggling seniors to pay more Social Security taxes, while she gives Medicare and Social Security to illegals. That will doom Medicare. President Trump will make sure no one cuts Medicare or Social Security. Trump lowered Medicare premiums, and he'll end the tax on Social Security.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
You can hear that chain going around, bringing the door up, the springs, if they're moving, the shaft. Hey, Madison, your garage door isn't supposed to be loud. Here at Precision, we can make it a whole lot quieter.
Precision Door Service, a name you can trust.
Rebecca Cook believes our parents and grandparents should be able to age with dignity. In Congress, she'll vote to strengthen Social Security and Medicare by repealing the tax on benefits, lowering the eligibility age for Medicare, and allowing Medicare to negotiate lower drug costs so our seniors get the prescription drugs they need at prices they can afford. Rebecca Cook, a homegrown Wisconsinite who fights for what's right. Project 218 is responsible for the content of this ad.
The problem with Todd Novak? He voted with his extreme party leaders 100% of the time, like voting against lower prescription prices. And Todd Novak authored the law to ban abortion in Wisconsin, with no exceptions for rape and incest. Todd Novak is with the extremists 100%, and he's hurting Wisconsin. Elizabeth Grabe will defend abortion rights, get more police funding, and bring down costs. Elizabeth Grabe for Assembly.
With high inflation, working families like mine are hurting, and Kamala Harris helped create this mess. Now, while Americans struggle, Kamala spent our tax dollars putting illegal immigrants up in hotel rooms, and she supported spending our tax dollars to give illegals sex changes. It's not just liberal, it's insane. Kamala Harris can never, ever be our president.
Preserve America PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Sarah Kieski, she supports lifting revenue limits, allowing property tax rates to skyrocket unchecked. Kieski's backers want to ban natural gas to heat our homes, driving utility bills through the roof. That's Kieski's record, expensive and extreme.
The government says an inflation gauge has dropped close to pre-pandemic levels. The Commerce Department reports prices rose 2.1% in September compared to a year ago, down from 2.3% in August. That's similar to readings in 2018. But core prices, which exclude food and energy costs, still rose 2.7% from last September, higher than what the Federal Reserve would prefer. More artificial intelligence is finding its way to Google Maps. U.S. users will now be able to get tips from Google Maps about restaurants, bars, and attractions in the area. The site will also provide more detailed imagery to make it easier to see which lane drivers need to be in when making an upcoming turn. And say happy birthday to Hello Kitty. The iconic character turns 50 today, an international marketing sensation over the past 5 decades. An illustrator drew her in 1974 as an accessory decoration. A year later, Hello Kitty popped up on a coin purse and became an instant hit in Japan before eventually spreading across the world. That's your CBS News Money Watch report. For more, log on to cbsmoneywatch.com. At the CBS Broadcast Center, I'm Chanel Call.
Here's the stock report at the noon hour. The Dow is up 373 points, NASDAQ up 189, and the S&P 500 up 43. Our call for action volunteers are in the building taking your consumer complaints and taking action on your behalf. You can call for action at 608-270-2833 or submit a claim anytime at channel3000.com/call-for-action. Pam is watching today's egg prices straight ahead, and Kelly is tracking the first warn forecast. And later on Live at 4, Battleground Wisconsin. Join us for expert analysis, live guests, and in-depth reporting on voters' top concerns this election.
During COVID, Joan Ballwig took $500,000 in federal loans she never paid back. Then voted to block assistance to help other Wisconsin businesses grow. Joan Ballwig, out for herself, not you.
Next January, one of us will be president. If it's Donald Trump, he will wake up every day and stew over his enemies list. That will help no one. If I am president, I'll be focused on my to-do list for you, the American people. I'll cut costs by cracking down on corporate price gouging, make housing more affordable, lower taxes for middle-class families, and protect Social Security. I will focus on getting things done. I'm Kamala Harris, and I approve this message. Let's get to work.
I know plenty of you, and you're rich as hell. We're going to give you a tax cut?
I'm sick of these billionaires always getting the tax breaks while working people get screwed. Trump is a reverse Robin Hood. He wants to steal from the working man like myself and give it to the rich. Kamala has a plan to end price gouging, make life more affordable for working people, because she fights for us. I'm Steven. I'm not rich as hell, and I'm voting for Kamala Harris.
FFPAC is responsible for the content of this ad.
We count on gasoline to power our cars, our tractors, our way of life. So why is a city slicker from Miami, Elizabeth Groppe, okay banning gas-powered vehicles? Extremists like Groppe want to eliminate fossil fuels, robbing hard-working families, farmers, and small businesses of their vehicles. Miami Liz's radical ideas hurt our families and our main streets. Don't let Groppe get away with it. Born and raised right here. Todd Novak is our independent voice for common sense, protecting our way of life.
Are you tired of the constant pain, numbness, tingling, and the poor balance caused by peripheral neuropathy? At Midwest Spine and Nerve Center, we help patients just like you with our non-invasive treatment options designed to reduce pain and improve balance and function without the need for drugs or surgery. Our personalized approach focuses on treating those symptoms and giving you back the life you deserve. Experience the benefits of a treatment plan designed to restore your quality of life. Call to schedule your complimentary consultation today.
I, Kamala J.D. Harris, do solemnly swear.
Kamala swore an oath, but Kamala created crisis after crisis. Our troops murdered, an open border, crime in our streets, skyrocketing costs, assassination attempts, Americans abandoned during disasters, and we're on the brink of World War III. A broken oath and a broken America. Kamala can't be trusted in the Oval Office. Vote for President Trump and save America. Make America Great Again, Inc. is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Under Kamala, there's been a big hike in Medicare premiums. Social Security benefits don't go far with Kamala's inflation slamming seniors. Now Kamala wants struggling seniors to pay more Social Security taxes, while she gives Medicare and Social Security to illegals. That will doom Medicare. President Trump will make sure no one cuts Medicare or Social Security. Trump lowered Medicare premiums, and he'll end the tax on Social Security.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
This is China, and this is Wisconsin. Joan Ballweg invested thousands of dollars in Chinese companies, but voted against using state funds to help grow companies here in Wisconsin. Joan Ballweg, out for herself, not you.
The Farm Report is sponsored by Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
Welcome back at noon. Let's check in now. Pam Yonke from the Midwest Farm Report. Happy Friday, Pam.
Yeah, indeed. Happy Friday to you too, Josh. It's a happy day. I get to share more pictures from our Cape Cod farm tour, kind of wrapping it up today. One area of agriculture that we got to investigate was the vineyards along the Atlantic coast. Kind of interesting to talk with the vineyard manager at Truturo Vineyard in, like I said, just outside of Martha's Vineyard, actually. I asked him how the weather had been treating him, and he said, actually, things have been pretty manageable until the hurricanes started to kind of scream up the Atlantic coast. He said it's not so much about the wind or the moisture, but instead, those hurricanes bring up salt water that scorches the leaves of the grapes. So that was something that they had to deal with a little bit. He said they focus in on a lot of different varieties in that particular area because the weather is so moderate. And he also said that they really focus in on a lot of the summertime traffic. He said they create an area where people can come out, grab a bottle of wine, and hang out for the day. So that's kind of a wrap up on some of our Cape Cod farm tour pictures. And don't forget, I'm looking forward to hosting you on our 2025 farm tour. We're headed towards Spain and Portugal. We'll be leaving April 5th for that trip. And if you want to find out details, you can always go to holidayvacations.com. Just put my name, Pam, in the keyword search and watch the video. It's going to be interesting. Learn about Iberian pigs, vineyards there, and olive oil. So I'm kind of looking forward to that. Looking forward to the weekend. Let's put an end to what's going on with our cheese market. Holy Moses, again today, barrel cheese did go up 3/4 cents to $1.86 3/4. 40-pound block cheese, though, down another quarter at $1.83 3/4. While double A butter on a Friday dropped another 3/4 cent to $2.70 a pound. So that's kind of the way that the markets, everybody's a little bit on the jitters going into the election. I just want to remind my farm folks and folks in the rural community, don't forget about getting to the polls on Tuesday. Everybody's been providing you with all kinds of information on your locations and ballot issues, but the agriculture vote is going to matter, so please make sure that you chime in on Tuesday. So with that, Josh, I'm going to head up to Green Bay, see if I can handle my first real taste of November weather for that Sunday game with Detroit. I think I'm going to need layers for sure this weekend.
It's changing, yeah, not what we're used to lately, Pam. It's like all of a sudden it's November and it's feeling like it.
Definitely. All right, buddy.
Go Pack, go. Look at us in unison. I love it. Have a good weekend, Pam.
See you later.
Well, let's get a look at your certified most accurate forecast. First, storm meteorologist Kelly Slifka out on the weather patio. Hi, Kelly.
Yeah, good afternoon. Well, Lambeau Field's not going to be the frozen tundra, but it's going to be wet. So, Pam, make sure you bring that rain gear with you because you'll need it on Sunday. Right now, we've got quiet weather, and we've got a couple of days of quiet weather. You notice, yeah, we're kind of changing that season now. Seeing some snow flying across parts of North Dakota, moving into Minnesota. That system's going to stay to our west. We're not expecting any kind of precipitation the next couple of days. In fact, quite a bit of sunshine. We're seeing the sun today. That will continue also into tomorrow. But late Saturday night, this will be well after midnight, we are expecting some rain to move in and kind of a wet Sunday for us. So tomorrow's the day to get out and maybe rake those leaves, take care of some yard work before that rain moves in, because we've got rain not only Sunday, but it's going to continue into early next week. And it's going to be warm enough that it will be just rain. Also, this is the weekend, the first weekend of November. We switch those clocks. We fall back. So we get an extra hour of daylight, or an extra hour of sleep, I should say. We lose an hour of daylight in the evening. Noticing that sun will be setting at 4:46 as we go into a Sunday afternoon. High today expected to be close to 50, so pretty close to our average. Our low tonight down to 33. If you've been protecting some plants, maybe want to take those in, protect them, because we are expecting some scattered frost tomorrow morning because the winds are pretty light. And with those light winds tonight, temperatures will drop off quickly, but we should manage a high very close to 50 this afternoon. Watching our future track, quite a bit of sunshine today as we get up close to 50. The good news is we don't have the wind that we've been dealing with all week long. And it should be fairly quiet tonight, but it will drop quickly. Those temperatures dropping down close to freezing by the time you wake up tomorrow morning. Then we're back into quite a bit of sunshine in the afternoon and a little bit of a southerly wind, so that'll boost our temperatures a little bit more in the mid to upper 50s. So it should be a pleasant Saturday for us. But Sunday, yeah, it's looking wet. So we can see this system coming in from the south and west. Light rain to start, but eventually you see some of those yellows showing up. That would indicate some moderate rains coming through. At times, can't rule out a thunderstorm. Pretty solid area of rain coming our way throughout the day on Sunday. You can see that's spreading across most of the state throughout the day on Sunday. Should taper off a little bit by Sunday evening, but still some scattered showers expected into early next week. All right, rainfall amounts. We are talking about some pretty decent totals, kind of like what we had yesterday when we had some locations picking up over 2 inches of rain off to the west. Some locations could be picking up 1, 2, maybe 3 inches of rain. Here in Madison, talking about maybe upwards of an inch of rain. Temperatures right now are cool. 44 in Madison, 46 in Janesville, 43 in the Dalles, 44 in Camp Douglas, 44 in Lone Rock. And across Dane County, everybody's sitting in the mid-40s, low to mid-40s at that. 43 right now in Waunakee and 43 currently in Sun Prairie. Cottage Grove right now 45. All right, our first one forecast, 50 today, so pretty seasonable. Nice day tomorrow, at least for the first few days of November, 57. There comes that rain. It'll be spreading in late Saturday night. This will be after midnight. Pretty solid area of rain on Sunday. And more rain, mild though, will be in the upper 60s on Monday. Still some rain showers continuing into Election Day Tuesday. Won't be as widespread as what we're expecting Sunday. And then we start to cool down back in the 50s behind the system early by the middle of next week.
Well, hopefully that rain can kind of chip away at the drought conditions out there.
Yeah, you know, I mean, we've had 2.5 inches of rain here in Madison a couple days ago. So I think we're going to do pretty good as far as that's concerned.
All right, Kelly, thank you. Let's see what Howard's working on in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
These aren't your average French toast sticks. Wait until you see the surprise we have coming up next.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
I'm Joan Balwig, and I'm here to set the record straight. I support birth control, the life and health of mothers, extending postpartum care, and fertility treatments, including IVF. I'm Joan Balwig. I have always fought for Wisconsin moms, and I always will.
Kamala backed Biden on everything. She supported his disastrous economic agenda, higher taxes on the middle class. Kamala backed his open border policies, and their weakness invited wars. President Trump fights for you. His strength kept us safe. Trump cut taxes for families. Prices were lower, and the border secure. But Kamala wants to double down on failure. Kamala broke it. President Trump will fix it.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
I'm Eric Hovde, and I approve this message. I was 27 years old, and the doctor told me I have MS. You quickly realize what's the most important things in life: family, friendships, love, helping other people. It makes you much more empathetic and compassionate to those that are struggling and suffering. I wanted to achieve my goals and dreams, but I wanted to take my resources and save as many children as I possibly could.
California banker Eric Hovde has a plan that helps him and hurts you.
Here's the math. Hovde proposed $4 trillion in new tax cuts for rich people like him.
And we pay for Hovde's tax breaks with a 28% cut to Social Security and a 25% cut to Medicare.
Hovde even said he would raise the retirement age.
You have to start changing the retirement age.
Eric Hovde, still helping himself and hurting you.
Win Senate is responsible for the content of this ad.
We know what Joan Balwig wants to do: ban abortion and birth control. That's it. That's her plan. Sarah Kieski is focused on bringing costs down, and she has real plans to lower the cost of healthcare and housing, prescription drugs, and to cut your taxes. So if you want a candidate focused on banning abortion and birth control, that's Joan Balwig. For everyone else, there's Sarah Kieski. She's running for state senate to finally bring costs down.
Todd Novak is a compassionate and independent voice for us in the Assembly, but Elizabeth Grabe will tell any lie she needs to get herself elected. Grobby's dishonesty about Todd Novak is shameful. The truth, Todd Novak passed legislation protecting exceptions for rape, incest, and life of the mother, and voted to expand access to birth control, not ban it. It's time to reject the desperate and ridiculous lies from Elizabeth Grobby and her radical allies. We deserve better. Todd Novak for Assembly.
Sarah Kieski, she supports lifting revenue limits, allowing property tax rates to skyrocket unchecked. Kieski's backers want to ban natural gas to heat our homes, driving utility bills through the roof. That's Kieski's record, expensive and extreme.
Over the years, we've made French toast every which way. We've stuffed it, stacked it, and even made it casserole style, so it was easy to serve. But no matter how many ways we serve it up, you just can't seem to get enough of it. So let me show you a new recipe that I think you're really gonna love. In a shallow dish, we beat together a few eggs with some milk, a good amount of maple syrup, a splash of vanilla, powdered sugar, and a little cinnamon. If you want, you could make it a little richer by using half and half instead of milk, or a little lighter by using refrigerated egg substitute instead of whole eggs. Now get this, we dip some hot dog rolls that we cut in half into the egg mixture and onto a hot buttered skillet or griddle they go. Once one side is golden, flip them in another minute or so, they're done. And the nice thing about these is you can make them ahead of time and keep them in the fridge or freezer and just warm them up when you need a quick breakfast. And although they're amazing, what makes them extra convenient is you don't need to top them with any syrup since it's, shall I say, built in. I do hope you'll go online and get the recipe for our maple French toast sticks, so you'll have a new idea for breakfast that's perfect right through the holidays and well beyond. I'm Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where every day we're looking for a shortcut way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
Here's Kelly with a final check of your first warned weather.
Yeah, pretty nice Friday for us. Definitely feeling like the first day of November, but we do have clear skies. Thankfully, the winds have diminished, and we're not expecting much wind the next couple of days, so if you've got to rake some leaves, today or tomorrow will be the day to do it. The winds will be out of the south tomorrow, so it will be a little bit warmer. Sunday looks like a washout, and that wind will pick up out of the east at 10 to 20, temperatures near 60. So it will be a little bit milder as we go through the weekend into early next week, but good chances of rain to start next week, even into a Tuesday. I think the showers will be a little bit more scattered on Tuesday. So mild to start next week, but we do cool down a little bit closer to average as we go into the later part of next week. Looking fairly dry with temperatures in the low to mid 50s and overnight lows dropping down very close to freezing toward the end of next week.
All right, Kelly, thank you. Thanks for joining us on a Friday afternoon. Have a fantastic Friday and a wonderful weekend. We'll see you next week.